Hey guys, Moss Sajada here. Hope you are doing fantastic. Welcome to Moss on Sunday. Today is the frequency meditations, where we take you much, much deeper. And it is a world frequency meditation. And well, a lot of exciting things coming up for us, especially as the world transforms and shifts for us. Here we go. So the world frequency meditations is that we have a group of individuals that meditate for the whole world, and this allows us to help change the consciousness of the world. Most of us think that if we change our life, then everything's going to be okay. And you can get successful, you can get spiritual, or you can get whatever that you need to get, and you might think, well, that's good enough. But if you look around you, people are still the same, right? And that affects how you are. In fact, even Jesus, he basically had he had basically had a concept that he was burdened by our sins, and that is actually true. Not the way religions think about it, or the way we think about it, or I heard uh, this this statement is kind of funny. It said, well, go ahead and sin, otherwise Jesus died for nothing, right? So kind of cute, kind of funny. But then, I thought about that. Well, it's not the sin that we do, good person, bad person, or anything like that. It's the sin of not being awakened. Because as a consciousness, we're so heavy. And if you can imagine, say, a block of, well, let's say a group of fish that's stuck in a net. Okay, and it's called consciousness. So if you can imagine that, it's just a group of fish that's been trapped in a net, and then say Jesus is going, hey guys, we should be going this way for our freedom, and everybody else is going that way. So in that scenario, hopefully it's clear for you that, geez, Jesus or Buddha or any other of those great beings, or somebody who comes and tells the truth. It doesn't have to be a religious figure. It's those individuals, that say have the cure for cancer or whatever it might be, where it takes a while, because one person, one ideation or is going, hey, we need to go into this layer of consciousness, and then everybody else is still looking that way. So it's taken thousands and thousands of years, 2023 years, um, you know according to this calendar, the Gregorian calendar, for us to really kind of come into an awakening, to realize it's like something's wrong. We're going the wrong way. So in that scenario, think about it, guys. Jesus did got burdened by our sins because we weren't awakened. We should have awoken by then, and really like started to go forward into the direction that he was going to. Because there's only one way, like he said. And again, it's not about the religion, it's just that path of awakening. And that's what he was saying. Same thing with Buddha. It's like, gosh, guys, we got to awaken. We can't hold on to the ideations of who we are. And if you look through history, the reason why we recycle things, no matter what it is, look at all the wars that happen. Look at all the strife that happens. Look at all the abuse that happens. Look at all the wealth that happens that only benefit just a few. And that's really the key. Everybody should benefit. Everybody should rise to a higher order. Okay. And that's what these world frequency meditations are about. In today's, we're going to be talking about the key to financial security. So, how does that, so what I just talked about, how does that relate to keys to financial security? Um, well, it's very, very simple. Another example for you is well, let's just start into this meditation, and it will give you predictions as well as helping you go through, say, some of the rough times that we're going to be facing in the financial arena. Let's take a breath in, because this is a world frequency meditation, and we'll not only bring in, so we'll bring in you, and then why don't we do this first? Well, let's go do it reverse. So take a breath in, and then we'll bring in the people of the world. Okay. We'll bring in the people of the world. Just imagine all the people of the world. If you want to imagine the leaders, because we really, really need to help the leaders, help them find a better solution to lead us. Then we also need, as the masses, to come up on our own and need less leading. We all want to be follower. We all want to be proper leaders. We don't want to be victims, and then we have people that, well, have to carry us. So they don't even lead us anymore. They literally carry us towards, say, towards a certain direction, and that's what society's gotten to be, by the way, right? Leaders have dumbified us so much that it's like, shit, we don't know what to do. You got to carry us. You got to tell us what to do, exactly what to do each and every time. And that's the state of society today. So we want to move away from that. We want to awaken and come into our own, say, power, our own strength. And then we have solid leaders that go, hey, guys, just like, say, a Jesus or somebody else that is awakened and goes, hey, you know what? We really need to take our, space this way. And it's not about any, say, specific topic. Like we need to, pray this way, or we need to believe this way. It's not about that. We need to go into a certain consciousness, and then whatever you believe in, whatever that you do, is all good. And that's really, really the key. So notice the world as a human consciousness, and then notice your group of loved ones, friends, associates, who you interact with, your culture, and as you notice your neck, your throat, notice your closer circle, and then notice your self identity, who you think you are, and then notice you, that deeper knowing of who you are, that limitless potential of who you are. As you notice your neck, your shoulders, hmm, take a breath in again. If you want, you can close your eyes if you'd like. And this is Moss on Sunday's medit experiential meditation, or it's not just a meditation. It's about shifting you or transforming your life at a very, very deep level, way beyond, say, the limitations of the mind. Breathing in again. Strong, deep breath in. Just noticing your chest. And you can imagine yourself looking at something. And if I asked you, what you see, you'll tell me the object that you're looking at. And the key here is that the lens in between you and the object. So imagine that you're in a smoky room, or you're in a room with, say a pink cloud or a green cloud or whatever color, it doesn't really matter. Notice what color shows up for you in your mind's eye. And then you look at that object. And then you start to notice that, you're looking at that object through a pink or whatever colored cloud that there is. So as you take a deep breath in, notice your shoulders, your upper arms, your forearms, your hands, your fingertips. It's obvious that you're looking at that object through a filter, right? That colored gas or smoke, whatever it might be. As we breathe in again. What are all the filters unseen that, say, taint or distort the view of how you see your life or how you project how you see objects, situations, your environment? And as a note, that colored gas that's around you that you're seeing now, you're clearly seeing, again, distortions. As other people see you, they'll see you through that same distortion or that same colored gas or smoke. So imagine if you're running abuse patterns, or in this case, uh, lack patterns, lack of abundance. And it's not just about money, it's about everything in your life. Even those who are really, really wealthy, they'll feel lack. They don't have enough money. They want more. Their billions aren't enough. They want more. Or people who are very highly spiritual, they want more because they didn't fulfill what's inside, still empty, but they created this facade around them. As you take a deep breath in. So this filter or lens that you see yourself through, or you create yourself through, and other people see you, is the real cause of anything. But again, in this meditation, hyper meditation, we'll be talking about financial security. This lens is created through how the world sees you, or how the world as a whole sees finances, your genetics, social structures, your current social structure that you're in, and then your idea of finances. So even if you change your finances, you've got a lot of, say, a lot of distorted ideations of finances that you have to fight against. So that's why these world frequency meditations are so important. It allows you to, say, expand who you are. It allows you to create, say, ripples. We're all sending out waves of frequencies. As you change, your loved ones change, if you've noticed in XI. And then eventually we have enough people that it'll transform the world into a higher order, and that's what we're seeing. And as the world changes or transforms to a higher level of self, it allows you to go even higher. Again, always being the leader, even if you're not, say, a physical leader. Take a deep breath in. Your thoughts and ideas start with a seed. That seed grows and expands. People start to notice it. People start to differentiate where they are compared to where you are. It happens all the time in XI. So notice all the filters that are coming up for you. All those patterns that might be holding you back, not even associated to finances, but they're just holding you back. That you would have never thought that that was the issue to your financial problems. Take a breath in again. Again, true wealth is something on the inside. How much you deserve to be your best possible self. It's not an external mode. Most individuals in this world go, well, if I accumulate something outside of myself, then it's a better place for me and the world. Well, look at how that's not worked for a lot of individuals. Well, the world hasn't worked out for the world. Even highly successful people are still lacking something. That kind of wealth is it's very destructive and it deteriorates. Hence the state of the world today. That's why as the universe reclaims itself, and these are the waves of frequencies that are coming through, waves of consciousness that are coming through, transforming this reality the way we see it. And it's not just human reality or consciousness, it's universal consciousness that comes through. And this is where individuals, or people who think they're highly intelligent and they know a lot because they're scientists or they've just read a lot or things of that nature, or just common folk that, again, are very insecure, they'll hold on to their consciousness. And you'll see a lot of people around you hold on to that old consciousness. Well, you can't do that anymore. It's a huge wave that comes through and just washes everybody's. Those people that choose to acknowledge and move up to that higher frequency, well, they'll go on. They'll expand. Those who don't, whether you're an individual person or an institution, they'll get destroyed. Again, that's the wave that I'm talking about, the wave of consciousness. As you take a deep breath in again, are you one of those individuals who are gonna ride that new wave of consciousness, the new wave? And in this wave, just to make it clear for you, right? Is the wave of consciousness, for example, when wireless communication or the fact that the internet came about, there's a lot of naysayers. Or, Bitcoin, right? Electronic funds. There's a lot of naysayers. They held on. Even financial institutions, they held on to their old self. And then they crumbled. And then they're on the bandwagon again, right? And that's what's happening in the world. Most financial institutions, banks, even governments are going towards, again, electronic commerce. As you take a deep breath in, so are you going to be one of those individuals who ride the wave? And it's not just about, this wave of the way we see money or real value. It's a wave of, say, ascension or, again, real value, the value that we have inside as human beings. Are you gonna ride that wave of consciousness, or are you gonna be like individuals like this Aaron M, I don't know, some guy who comes up and follows me, and he goes, "Still waiting for some deeper talk." Uh, every episode is like, "Oh my God, the waves are coming, guys." Yeah, the waves of illusion in your head, exponential, idiotic. So people like this guy, you know, that think they know everything, but what they do is they hold on to that ideation of who they are because they're too scared to move forward and too scared to see anything else because that cloud of judgment and how they see themselves in this reality, they're too scared to let go of that. Just like that, say you're in a smoky room or in a colored gas room, again, blue, green, pink, whatever it might be, and you refuse to get out of that room. Well, you're going to see everything the color of that room. And then somebody else shows you something else and you go, no, that's not it. Then you have to protect yourself. And then that that leader that's bringing in a new consciousness or a new idea or a new concept gets distorted or ridiculed until later on they go, oh shit, man, guy was right. So take a deep breath in. Are you like Aaron, holding on to your idiotic type scenarios that didn't work for you? It didn't work for your parents. It's not working for your culture. It's not working for your sexual identity. It's not working for the human race as a species as a whole. Or are you going to free yourself and look at the reality of this world? Are you actually going to look at this reality from different eyes? Take a deep breath in. True definition of being an idiot or stupid, right? Is where you just refuse to look at everything through the same lens and expect a different answer. It doesn't work. So as you take a deep breath in, you're finding it out. Financial institutions are finding it out. Government institutions are finding it out. Again, they really have to seek a higher level solution. Hence, the world economies are failing, which affects you. The US dollar is failing, which affects you. The world banks are failing despite they create the game, they set the rules on how the game is played, and they're failing. Take a deep breath in. You're part of that system. Again, imagine that you created the game, you set the rules, and you're still losing. Look at all the banks that are going bankrupt. Crazy, right? And then we as individuals are following that rule, following their game. Well, if they're losing their own game, is it a good idea or good concept to follow the value of wealth or how they've set it up for us? That's true idiotic. That is, that's absolute stupidity, right? To keep following. So we have to wake up as individuals. And then those leaders that set those standards start to go, oh shit, that's the way we should be doing it. So take a deep breath in, start to awaken. And how do you do that? Well, we start to awaken who we really are. We start to have value, internal value. We've lost value. We've replaced it with something intangible, something, and I say it, intangible, money. Money is intangible because there's no real value in it. That's why you feel empty seeking it, going after it. That's why banks are losing at their own game. That's why corporations are get greedy. That's why, again, a lot of individuals, highly wealthy, are greedy. That's why a lot of spiritual people, again, it's not just about money. Highly spiritual people become dominating and abusive to their followers. It's the same thing because there's no tangible value in what they're seeking. So as you take a deep breath in, strong deep breath in, I ask you to look inwards and find real value, value that's been, well, with us, value that creates you here, physicalness. Some people might call it their spirit. Call it your timeless or your limitless self. That being that you know deep inside that you could be if you just let go of all this bullshit around you and seek real value internally. And imagine the world, you, that circle, you, your idea of who you are, the bigger circle of who you affect or who you relate to. And then your city, your state, your country, and then on to humanity, all of humankind. Breath in. As you look inwards, as we start to recreate ourselves with true value, we start to have a solid foundation of who we are. We start to remember why we're here, who we are. And as we start to do that, we create that solid foundation. And this is where commerce, finances, money actually start to mean something to us. Take a breath in. Notice the lens that you are looking at your life. Your value is based on how much you make, what you have, who you know, the intelligence that you are. And again, those are all meaningless, they're worthless. Imagine that you die. Does any of that matter to you? Breath in again. Notice your body. Look how you've devastated your bodies to do anything to create an identity that is valuable. You've literally sacrificed your true self for a facade. It's fake. That's why there's no value in it. Look at little kids who don't know the value of, say, money yet. They have a strong self of identity. They have a concept of self better than most adults. Again, they know true value. Young kids, And then those individuals on their deathbed, take a deep breath in. What if we were adults running our world or life with that type of value structure, real value? Would our lives be more meaningful? Would the money that you seek, that you spend most of your waking hours for, would that be more meaningful for you? Would your successes be more meaningful for you? Would your failures be more meaningful for you? As we take a deep breath in again, to help you understand what true value is, hopefully you'll start to see and you'll start to act like you have self-worth, and you're not going to sell yourself short. Women sell their bodies, right, to acquire something. Men sell their souls. Same thing. As you take a deep breath in again, just notice your chest, your lungs. Notice the real value that you have deep inside. Some of you feel like you're even crying for those who are commenting because you see, and again, make it happy tears. Take a breath in again. That you're home. You're actually seeing who you really are. So I'll answer some of the logistical questions that people base their opinions on as I continue to work on you. How are banks failing? Um, well, there's banks uh, across the U.S. And again, you can look it up statistically that are failing. The world banks, who print money, who create money, they're all failing. They have no money. Uh, the U.S. Credit score has gone down from, say, top grade down to like a C level. Okay? Um, the value of, say, the petrodollar or the U.S. dollar is corrupt. It's based on basically your heads. It's based on the American citizens. Well, the U.S. has printed so much money that the U.S., each individual U.S. citizen is in debt. Again, not by 5,000, 10,000. Again, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Each U.S. citizen is in debt. And if you have, because it's not based on anything, before it was on the gold standard, at least it had something that was physical, but now it's based on the burdens or the work tool of the American people. Well, other countries are awakening to the fact it's like, shit, man, you overextended yourself. Hence, you have the BRICS nation. They're all moving out. China, India, um, uh, Soviet Union, and more and more and more individuals are going, fuck, you're in debt. And that's what's corrupting, again, because it wasn't based on a solid foundation. Literally, it's like all the other countries are looking at the US, which was a leader. Hence, they say they agreed to go, our value is based on the American dollar. Take a breath in. And then, and this was back in the 70s, I believe. And they go, yeah, okay, we get it. Back in the 70s, the US, number one upcoming nation. It's like, shit, we'll follow that. And just like any other leader, what happened? They followed, everybody else followed to a dead end. Simple as that. So literally, in this scenario, it's financial systems. In other scenarios, it's healthcare. Again, all dead ends. That's why there's more sick people today than ever before, although we've got the most advanced technologies. Why is that? Look at the foods that we eat. Why do you think you have to take so many goddamn supplements and minerals and this and that? Because our food is not food. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's not food. Again, time after time after time, we've been led astray, and we just keep following. So it's not just financial systems here, it's everything. Everything that you know about life is fucking wrong. Take a deep breath in. We literally are living in an upside down world. Everything that we're doing as a whole society. Now, those who are awakened go, shit, I'm not going to go that way. Remember the Jesus example I gave? Jesus is going that way, everybody else is going that way. Well, now more and more people are going that way, which is great, but the masses are still going that way. But cool thing is that more and more people are going that way, and more people, because the masses, they're run down, they're tired, they're sick, they're broke. Even if they're millionaires, they're fucking spiritually broke. They have no essence of who they are. The governments, again, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're putting on more standards, more whatever, more control. Again, trying to control us. Again, creating that cage to box us in even more. Well, we'll all drown. So now's really crunch time. So more and more people are awakening. It's like, shit, we don't want to go that way. That's another dead end. And as a whole, as a species, you get to that a dead end. Before, it was, again, finances. It was, like I said, the food system, little bits and pieces, but all those dead ends eventually equate to a species dead end, because we've gone so far off the track. And like before, the species dies. This isn't the first, say, ideation of human form. There's been other forms of humans. They died because they reached a dead end. They reached the end of their road. There was nowhere to go. When you reach that end, you die as a species, and that's where we are. So we need, again, enough people to awaken, and that's what these world frequency meditations are about, to awaken us to go, gosh, guys, we got to go this way. And those individuals, do you notice how much strength and how much power you have? This smaller group far outweighs what this bigger mass of people can do, even the leaders that are, say, controlling this reality or world. So it's really time for us to awaken. Okay, don't criticize. If you don't understand something, again, look at something from a different perspective. Okay, otherwise you'll always be in the same hole. And I say something sometimes to people, and it's not about being nice or being kind, because you know, that's just, telling you, say that your life isn't going good, and it's like, well, that's okay, because a lot of people's lives aren't any good. Well, that's the key, right? Your finances. It's like, I work with people who don't have money. I work with people who have a hell of a lot of money, and they're still in the same boat. So I give you critical advice. That critical advice will not fit your standard idea. And if it did fit your standard idea, it's not good. If you understand the concepts of it, it won't be of any benefit for you because that concept you're used to, you get it, it's in the same level or in the same realm as the problem that you're in. Hence, you need a slap in the face. Critical, say, uh, critical thought or critical advice for you. So many people that take XI, they go, God, that's strange. Or like this Aaron guy here. Like, oh, I got to criticize him because it doesn't follow my concepts. Well, look at your lives. If it's not going well, you might as well step out of your comfort zone and think of something else. That's why XI is so different because it doesn't affect you here. It affects you deep inside where most people are so fearful. They will not let go of their bullshit. So you, right? I don't want those people who won't let go. You can go with the crowd and die off. I want those individuals who are going, shit, you know what? This life didn't work for me. It didn't work for my parents. It's not working for society. I want to go that way. I want a new idea. Even if it's painful for me to transform, I know it's going to be even more painful over here. So I want those types of individuals. And if you're not those types, don't follow, man. Again, I want real leaders. So take a deep breath in. And those new individuals who are looking at a new idea of what humans could be, if you're one of those, we're going to be, again, that group of fish that'll break the standard, break that net that and we are. That net is getting thinner and thinner and thinner, despite the fact that they're trying to say clamp down on us. We're going past that. We're going to break free and then create a whole different idea or whole different net that flows towards where we need to go. And that's what this is all about. So let's take a deep breath in. How many of you want to be in that new consciousness? And if you don't, that's cool. But if you do, if you want to change the world, not by planting more trees or, you know, I don't know, saving the world and all this stuff that we do, donating more money and all that stuff that, we've tried before and it's gotten worse and worse. Again, if you don't believe me, look at humanity. Look at nature. It's perfect. Let's go back to our original self of who we are, the pure potential of who we are. That's what this is all about. Okay? So take a deep breath in. So your financial security, by the way, is not accumulating more money through these times of transformation. Right? Because millionaires and billionaires in the near future will be committing suicide as they lose, again, their wealth. Their value is based on their money. Your value is based on that same money, just different levels of it, or a religion, or whatever. All those, again, are physical things that will not keep you secure. The only thing that'll keep you secure as you go through this storm, again, there is going to be a financial storm coming up. Those people, it's not the end of the world, guys. Those people who are awakened and know who they are deep inside, they'll weather out that storm and be stronger than ever. And it's happened before. The people who have awakened during financial storms or any other storm, people who are ready, it's a whole new world. Those are the ones back in the day, again, financial storms, although they might have not done it right, created more millionaires, billionaires than ever before. So every storm is an opportunity for you to awaken and become really wealthy. In this case, real wealth that has value, real wealth that will actually make you happy inside, that doesn't destroy your kids. Look at both, again, the wealth of physical money and the wealth of people who are spiritual, highly spiritual, or religious leaders. Look at their family structure. They're all fucked up. Why is that? Because there's no value in what they sought after. So their kids get fucked up. Their grandkids get fucked up. And I'm just telling you as it is. If you don't believe me, look at them. So in this world, if you want to weather the storm, you need to see the filters that you are running through, that you are seeing and others see you, and go back internal here and recreate yourself as the identity of who you are. And then that way you command who you are. You command yourself of self value. And that's where a whole new world begins. So it's a great opportunity for those who are awakened. It's a great opportunity for you to live the life at the fullest, even beyond your comprehension of what that means. Whether you're spiritual or religious or anything in between, it doesn't matter. Concept is, again, awakening you, and you can do all that stuff you want to do in the right form of who you are, a higher level of self, a higher level of consciousness. So that's this meditation. You can listen to it again, guys. The frequencies are behind it. So it's not about the words, although I think hopefully it'll give you a slap in the face or the slap in the head to wake you up and see the patterns that you're running. After this meditation, as you see the patterns that you're running, well, you want to search for a new system or a new idea or a new concept of how to operate. Because the old concepts of self, it's not on the internet, guys. If it was, it'd work. That's why AI is so destructive, is rehashes what's on the internet. It's just a faster, basically a faster process towards death of the species, literally. AI can be used to, again, it's really fantastic technology, but humans will use it wrong again. Just like anything else, humans will use it to destroy itself rather than expand itself. So are you going to use any technology to, one, help you be really financially free, help you understand who you are, or are you going to go with the masses and again allow that to destroy yourself? So, all right, guys, as we breathe in, so your homework is to observe how you see the filters, how others see you. Okay? Sometimes it's ugly. A lot of times it's ugly. Look in the mirror, look into your eyes, the fear that you see looking in the mirror, or record your voice and then listen back. Most people don't want to hear their voice, not because of what they sound like. It's because the frequency behind that voice. There's so much fear that you won't even notice. You don't want to even look at yourself straight in the eyes. That's why you never look at yourself when you're shaving, putting on makeup, or anything like that. Look in your eyes and you'll see all the fear and all the insecurities that no matter how much money or little money or value that you have, you won't see it. Your true value comes again with that connection, and that's what XI is all about: exponential intelligence, or becoming exponentially intelligent. So, all right, guys, a lot of good things coming up for us. But let's take it one last deep breath in, by the way. Just want to anchor all this information in. I think I stirred a lot of people up. By the way, if you're afraid, it's not me to protect yourself from. It's actually all the fear and all those patterns that have instigated or initiated fear. I'm just showing you that you're in fear. Okay. All right. So October 8th, frequency boost. Right. Frequency boost is really a cool product that I came up with. or we came up with as a team. It's really, really cool because people want to be their optimal self. So, for example, if you're going into a meeting, if you're going to be going on a date, or if you just need that, pick me up scenario where, gosh, instead of reaching for a cup of coffee or this or a psych up where it's just like you're motivating your physical body, like getting into the zone or jumping up and down or saying that you're a gladiator and all that stuff, which is really fine, but your internal self is still, say, a sheep, right? So the frequency boost is a set of meditations. They're like 10, 15, they're going to be 10 or 15 minutes long. And it's just like whenever you need that boost, and you can do this anywhere, take 10, 15 minutes before you step into that meeting. And listen to this. It's a great way to wake up in the morning. 10, 15 minutes. It's a great way to go to bed at night. Again, at your optimal self. So we're going to have different meditations for you. Like, say, stress relief, focus, confidence. And so if you have any ideas, by the way, comment in on our Telegram channel, XI with Masajati. Right? You can comment in here as well. And the cool thing is that you know it's very affordable for many individuals. 15 minutes long, you still get the deep state frequencies that are in XI. So again, they're hyper meditations. They're not normal meditations, which just relax you and or you're calm or anything like that. No, this allows you to rewire yourself in a short 15 minutes for that moment. So you're really powerful. When you go into those meetings, whether it's the boardroom or maybe even the bedroom. It's always good to walk into those types of situations, with complete confidence or completeness. So those are coming out for you. And again, they're priced, affordably priced for the value that you're getting is huge. You can play it at any time. It's really cool, and it's just a great pick me up. People reach for coffee, or nowadays people are microdosing and all this stuff and trying to get into altered states and all that. Well, if just think of it, you're trying to get into altered states, but your vehicle, your body is not at its optimal self. Your brain is not at its optimal self. And then you try mushrooms or whatever you want to try, again, microdosing and all that stuff, or taking a full session. Well, you're just dragging all that bullshit behind you, expanding that. So you're taking all that stuff into altered states. Yeah, you see the bit of brilliance, but then you see all that baggage that you're carrying as well. And when you come back down, it's no good for you. It gets heavier, that baggage. So these are if you want to call them micro meditation, hyper meditations, really, really powerful. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's not October 8th. It's October 6th. October 6th is frequency boost. It's 9:30 a.m., 9:30 p.m. The first one is on stress. The world is under a lot of stress. And again, you don't want to seek outside, like medications or anything else. You want to go deep inside and understand where that stress comes from, because there's a lot of people that work really well under stress. Why is that? So it's the same concept that we're going to use for you, so you can use stress the proper way. Stress is basically tells you that, hey, you know what, you're in a situation that you shouldn't be. But then what people do with stress is what? They bury themselves more into that situation because they don't know how to get out of it. Well, this is the tool that'll get you out of it. It's like, oh shit, the stress is telling me, hey, I shouldn't be here. I should not be in this situation or in this relationship or whatever it is that I'm in. That's why you get stressed when you meet to somebody and you get all stressed out over them. Well, that relationship has to change, or you shouldn't be there. So the stress frequency boost on stress has got it'll help you find solutions to use that knowing properly, so you can get out of it and get confident. So that's on 9:30 a.m. Central. The next one, 9:30 p.m. Central, is frequency boost on confidence. Right? Most people think that their intelligence, knowing more, or being more pretty, or acting more sexy, or dressing less and less, for women, right? More scantily clad. that's going to give them that confidence. But deep inside, again, you're not running that confidence, or those the guy, the men and women who are CEOs, they're very insecure. They're sheep on the inside. They're very weak. They're abused and so on, and they think their confidence or their CEO. I was talking to this one CEO over the weekend, a wolf, in the in the boardroom. But when he comes home, asked him to do something simple. It's like, well, I got to check with my wife. He will not do anything without his wife's permission. His kids just totally destroy him. So again, very, very different, right? So what's up with that? If you're truly confident, you'll be confident again in the boardroom and then in the family setting as well, right? That's true confidence. So we're going to bring you in that true confidence. And again, it's only like 10-15 minutes long. So it's just quick boost that'll get you into that state before you get into any situation that you want to be your optimal self. So that's coming up for you. And don't forget, guys, don't forget Ibiza, London and Ibiza. If you're in the London area, UK area, or if you want to fly in, it's not that big of a flight. If you're in the European areas, it's going to be awesome. Oh, yeah. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys with this. It's about a few minute interview on what we're going to be talking about in London. Again, this is how you can transform yourself and really be the wealth that you are by quantum jumping, and that's what we're going to be doing in London. And then at Ibiza, once you really the first phase is really getting and identifying who you really are. Again, the grander version. And then later on, we're gonna go into the deeper states where you find the divinity of who you are, and that's what the Ibiza trip is. It's going to be really fantastic, and it's high, really fantastic foods. We've got a chef coming out for you. We've also got the best accommodations for you as well. So it's going to be a fantastic time. So that's what this quick video is about. All right, guys. So, and as you stay there for that length of time, you go home being a totally different version of yourself. And that's really the key. You go home a different person. And that's where your life really starts to take off.
We were there last year and we had an amazing time. And now this year we're going to do even more activities. So we have 2 different days on a yacht. We have we're going to be in a dome on top of a mountain doing what is called the 5 rhythms movement with a guy named Crystal Connor, who's a master at that. We're having a big night you're going to be doing with people from the island. You're going to come in and work on them in an interactive meditation. Then we have a DJ, magicians, and entertainment, tons of stuff. Plus, as you said, amazing food from all over the Med. Which is going to be great. I've lived there for over 10 years. So I've been able to a lot of different insights about what we're going to be able to do, that if you were a tourist coming to Ibiza, you wouldn't have access. So I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time, a super great time. And not just because, again, the great food, the adventures and so on, but, when you really find yourself and when you really experience life as you, not a different version of who you should be, according to your parents and society, you enjoy and you relish time, and you literally will taste food so very differently. You get to experience those adventures. And even if you've done some meditation, this isn't your normal meditation. You are so in the present moment. You're actually walking in spirit form, in physicality. So when you're in that space and you enjoy food, or you enjoy your a relationship, or just talking to people, it's an amazing experience when you're awakened and you do those physical things. Even the simplest things become, say, so euphoric for you. And imagine 7 days of that. You walk home in that present moment space, and it's like you recreate that in your own space at home.
From my own experience and other people as well, like, people just like to hang out with you. And I know when I'm with you, and I've been privileged because we've worked together as well for all these years. I get to spend a week with you solid, and you don't have to even open your mouth. And I'm vibrating higher. I'm feeling more
Yeah.
consolidated.
Yeah.
So it's bringing it up because we're going to get a whole week of you. And I know what
Oh,
that's
awesome.
like. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. It's a big
Cool.
shift. So with all those activities, how we designed it this year is that so it is more hands-on, integrating,
Yes.
you pushing people away and going, man, you got your own power. Just connect
Yeah.
with it. In my experience of observing people who
Mhm.
have been studying a long time on any spiritual path, is that they have their spiritual identity, like when they're
Mhm.
meditating or doing something like that. Then they
Mhm.
have the other identity.
Right.
Only the real magic happens is when we start to merge those two identities and we become, as you're saying,
Absolutely.
singular. So with
Absolutely.
the Ibiza event, it's
Mhm.
about using first principle,
Mhm.
everything. Perhaps you can discuss for everyone the first principle, what that means,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
how we're going to apply that in
Mhm.
all of the activities we've got scheduled in Ibiza.
Right.
So that's
Absolutely.
going to be
It's a very integrative experience, again, and as you integrate with your true self, and that's what all these experiences are about. It's not just about the great foods and the great experience that you're going to have. This is about, say, really transforming who you are, understanding, the great, say, time that you're going to have in Ibiza and all the lovely people that's around there. But then when you go home, you're a very, very different person. You're a highly, well, you're highly tuned to who you really are. And this is where you start to move away from all those things that, that's just not you. And you become that, say, brilliant person that you always knew you were.
and that's why we never really address head on abundance, health, relationships, because that's spherical. And by doing the work with you and you
Mhm.
shift, that stuff is taken care of. That's my direct experience. All I can ever do is share
Right.
my experience. And last year we were there in July. I was there this year in July, and we were lucky last year because we had a breeze. This year was, and that's why I chose October
Right.
is the nicest, is my favorite month to be in
Oh,
IB. The
beautiful.
weather is perfect. The big crowds are gone. It's just like nature is just like full on. So
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. So, hey guys, we are back. I just wanted to hang out with you. Didn't get a chance to say love you all. Uh, like, please like and subscribe to the channel so we grow even more. Okay, guys. And somebody just answer some of your questions here while I'm here. Let's take a few minutes. Somebody was asking me who the musician is. So in London, we're going to have two events. One, the quantum jumping, again, high end event. We're going to go really deep into that state. So it's going to be really cool, even if you're new. Again, we can get you into those deeper states. And then Baramji is the musician. So Baramji, he writes music to Rumi's poetry. It's really, really beautiful music. If you haven't had a chance, the team can spell his name on there. I don't want to hash. I think it's BAH. I don't know. Anyway, the team can write it out. Look it up. Look it up on YouTube or whatever music player that you use. YouTube Music or anything else like that, or Spotify, whatever. He's got some really good tracks, really beautiful, and it's really, I don't know, I really like the music, and it's got depth, and you can really feel that depth or the frequencies deep inside. So that's that. Do you know when the frequency spot is? You can always go to the website, masajati.com. For that, people are asking to hit the like button. Thanks, guys. Yeah, hit the like button, guys, please. Take that time, because it does take a lot to put on a live show. Love you, Moss. Uh, Something's in Spanish. Talking about that. So this is a proper use of AI, which is really cool to expand ourselves. So we're going to be translating s- some of the information that I talk about, some of the talks and so on, into Spanish, maybe Chinese, so and a few other a few other languages, right? So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Let me boost. All right. And as a reminder, if you want topics for the frequency boost, please write them in at Telegram channel and join the Telegram channel, XI with Sajati. All right, guys, you can take care. Notice what you notice. Notice the details. All right, peace.